Are the upcoming Sonic and Mario films, currently on the cinema horizon, the very bottom of the barrel for Hollywood in terms of movie ideas? Well, I think that depends on how likely you think it is we'll get a Sudoku movie. The upcoming Sonic and Mario movies... Wait, I think the Emoji Movie was probably the bottom of the barrel, which means that we've eaten through the bottom of the barrel and we're into the suds that have leaked into the dirt below. The upcoming Sonic and Mario movies surely exemplify how desperate the movie industry is not to take a risk on a new character or story, but instead take a risk on something that has been proven to be difficult, a movie based on a video game. The Sonic film, still far from release, will blend live action and CGI, dashing my hopes that someone would stick Hedgehog spines to a member of the Blue Man Group. It was being developed by Sony, but the production has now been handed to Paramount, and other than the director slated being Jeff Fowler, a virtual unknown, all that's really publicly available about the film is that Sonic and friends will team up to beat Dr. Eggman. Moving over a rough joke about an omelette, I was kind of surprised to hear about a Sonic film back in October, but not as surprised as I am now to hear about a new Mario movie. Reportedly, this new Mario film, unlike 1993's plumberific outing, is not live action but rather animated, which, I will admit, seems to make more sense than going back to charted hazards. Not yet officially announced, it's being put together by Illumination Entertainment, a subsidiary of Universal, and the people responsible for all the Despicable Me's and Minions movies, and therefore subsequently responsible for all that Minions tat everywhere. This all comes back to, and I know I've said this a million times before, the contemporary studio obsession with franchises. No one making either of these two films is unaware of the reputation surrounding video game adaptations. It's a risky venture, but if you get it right, there's a lot of coin at the end of the road. Or a mushroom. Both films are, in the fantasies of studio executives, the beginning of a series. The fabled mega franchise, with merchandise, spin-offs, and video games adapted from a movie, adapted from a video game. But I think these movies and their prospects are very different. For me, the decision to have a Mario movie completely animated is the right one, because it allows Mario to be the cartoony character that we know and love from the video games. More importantly than that, however, is that Mario has been far more enduring than Sonic. That's not to say Sonic doesn't have his fans, but that maybe he isn't as celebrated as he once was. Mario, on the other hand, seems to be as recognised as ever. I say that from my own observations. I think Mario has a far longer reach, and I also think he's more recognisable to people who don't play games. Sonic has done well. It's sold over 360 million games since its inception. However, Mario, as a series of video games, has sold over 500 million. What these films will come down to is appealing past established fans, something that can be difficult to do. This is important not because there's a deficit of fans on either side, but because many of those who grew up with Sonic or Mario will be in their 30s or 40s now. In my mind, a Mario film that is entirely animated will have a far greater appeal to a broad audience, and will appeal to parents who want to take their kids to a kids movie, whether it's a Mario film or not. I think that will be far harder for a live-action set Sonic film to do. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but regardless of how these films turn out, the willingness of these big studios to take on movies based on such old source material is telling. Someone could have tried to make a Sonic movie any time in the last 25 years. Nintendo and Disney did try with Mario, at the height of the Mario craze, and the film didn't make its budget back. Can you see why this all looks a little bit desperate? It'd be one thing if there'd been a sudden spike in Sonic interest in the last year, but there hasn't been. But then again, I think a fully animated Mario film, done right, could be a winner. I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Thank you very much for watching, don't forget to like, and join me next time where I'll be discussing a film you've probably never heard of, called The Room. See you then.
Snooping as usual, I see.